And we're live. Hello. Making sure everything's good. There we are. Welcome back to another episode of Brotherland Live. We're back in the village, in the sky, on this wonderful Sunday. It's Sunday, it's not Saturday. I wish it was Sunday. Yeah, here we are again. Back doing the same things that we were doing. Let's do a little housekeeping. For those who missed the last episode, we worked more on the Sky Farm, which is great. Fantastic. So we finished... Oh, I guess you guys didn't get to see this because I did this off screen. Hello, yes. So, I guess it would be easier to go from over there. There we go. Ooh, made it. So this is the half that we worked on, right? We planted those things, we got that, we got the house done. I think this is as far as we went, was to do the houses, a little bit of that thing, and then the house over there. So, let me show you what we've done. We've got all the 4 farms, that's great, that's fantastic. We've got behind the farms, you'll see the farming district, yes, the garden district as we call it. Over here in the back, we've got the pumpkins and the melons growing. Look at that, nice and clean green machine. We put all the torches and the things up. Everything's lit up. This is still empty, but it will be decorated later. What else do I have to show you? Oh, we also worked on this other side, which is the game district, right? So we've got a house over here. Look at this. We got a little. Oh, I need to put fences in there. I did not. Aha! Something else to do. So we got a little broken down hut. I tried to make it as interesting as possible. So we got some, the floors kind of falling out. Got a little fish pond going over here. This is another. I really had fun building this on my own time. And I think we'll start doing stuff today over here, and then we'll, obviously by next time I hope to finish all this, that it looks nice and pretty. But look at that. If you look, it's kind of got this oriental feel to it, right? Because the curved roofs at the top, not oriental, sorry, Asian feel to it. Oriental is now not a term that we're using. And then if you go in here, look at that. Another nice half split. There's a nice high ceiling. If you go in the back here, you'll see, animals are starting to go and to live and to breathe. So yeah, so we did at least half. We got to put paths in and everything else like that. But in terms of progress, we've gotten some progress. And that brings us to this week. So as I harvest my crops, let's talk about what we're gonna talk. Let's talk about what we're gonna talk about. It's gonna be fantastic. We're all gonna get on the same page and all of that. I have been busy IRL in real life. It's just been a crazy couple weeks. University is back full in swing. Week 3 is finished, although it feels like it's already month 3 or something. It's just been dragging along, right? So it's just, whew. But that's it's going well. It's going well. It's just busy. Had a chance to play some Among Us last night with a couple friends of mine and a couple of random people. So that was also very interesting. Recorded it, so hopefully I will bring that to the channel at some point because people like to watch Among Us, so that will be on the channel as well. Speaking of bringing things to the channel, I haven't forgot. I'm still working on the other video, but in terms of big news, this is, I believe, the last week you'll see. I mean, you won't. I don't know if you'll tell a difference. You might be able to tell a difference, but this will be the last week where this is on my laptop, because I have built, or am building after the live stream, I'm going to be building a PC, a desktop computer full of power and full of powerful performance, and so with that will come better content and easier times making videos for you all. Isn't that exciting? It's a win-win for you. You don't have to do anything, and you get better videos. That's I think All you have to do is watch them. You stick around on the channel, watch the stuff, you'll get better videos from doing nothing. Well, not doing nothing. I will not make them available to you unless you comment, unless you engage with content. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna make you do that, because I know you're busy too. I'm busy. You're busy. I get it. Which is kind of what I wanted to bring up today, because while it is easy to talk when I am performing mindless tasks like changing out the crops in a field, because this takes absolutely no brain power. I've done this a million times. It is very easy for me to do this and to talk about whatever and to guide the conversation anywhere I want to. Last week, I felt really dumb because I was trying to design buildings and also have a full-blown conversation with you while my brain was actively engaged in performing and building something that I had not planned. And so, as a result, I was very distracted and didn't know what to say. So today will be something similar. I will talk and attempt to talk, but I haven't read the book that I said I was going to read because it's been busy again. In case you missed the first 5 minutes of the episode, it's been busy. And so, I do have something really interesting that I want to discuss, in case you saw it in the title. It's about the elements and maybe a little bit of Zodiac knowledge, if you Zodiac as a zoo. But I just wanted to briefly talk about that because I actually had a really good experience this week. But be warned that if we were doing a more mindless task like placing blocks out in the air, we'd be able to have a full-blown conversation. You can leave me comments. We'll still engage and talk. But in terms of focus, it's very hard to focus and build something that you've never seen before. So just a little disclaimer there. You know, take that with what you want. And now I've stalled enough time and changed all the crops out, and now we can begin today's journey. Yeah, all that to say, I want to bring you guys quality content. I want to bring you really good things that you can watch and that you can enjoy or listen and put it on the background while you're doing other work. And so I don't want it to be just silence and me just talking about something different, you know? I'm here. I'm concerned for you. I'm worried for you. I want you to wake up and be like, okay, this is great. You know, I'm back to listening to Brotherland Live, and you know, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fantastic. I don't want it to be a drag, as they say. Okay, I need those. Yep. So, let's talk about it. Let's talk about elemental things. All of this stemmed from a exercise. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. There we go. All this stemmed. I need one more. Shoot. An exercise that we did actually in class. We were exploring mask work, right? So, and this is fascinating, right? Because it seemed like everything coincided this week. We were exploring mask work, which is when you wear a mask and you know, do things in a mask. So we were doing that, and we've been working on neutrality, right? Neutral masks. So something, it's kind of like one of those creepy things, like it has absolutely no expression. It's just a white mask, and that's all you're wearing. It's not like Mardi Gras or anything like Greek masks or huge, like, you know, scrunched faces or anything. No, it is just a mask of a blank white face. And so what happened was that we've been exploring what neutrality means, right? So what does it mean? What does it mean to be completely neutral and to have absolutely, you know, how do you achieve neutrality? How do you walk with neutrality? How do you do these? Oh, that was my string box. Okay, let's move all this over, because I think we should move this over so I don't have to constantly run back and forth. So that's kind of what we were working on neutrality, right? But then this week we actually explored a really fun concept of not just neutrality, but specifically, I'm gonna have to put all these out anyways. Why am I putting them away? I don't know. I'm losing it. We explored it started in the week. It was a little bit of a different, a little different exercise. So it started off with the idea of, well, how do you, be neutral and then automatically adapt some sort of other stereotype. And it was quite literally a stereotype. You do a stereotype of a rock star, and then you start off as neutral, and then you jump into this thing, and then without thinking, just be the most rock star that you can. Again, there's nothing necessarily, completely conclusive about that. Being a rock star can be something different for every single person. Where are my sticks? I want to make sticks. There we go. I need more sticks. And that's just, that was, yes. Why is this different? Why is this different? I just need sticks, because we're gonna need fences here in a second. Right, so exploring things through the use of neutrality. I need to check to make sure I have fences. I have 12 fences, okay. So the first one was stereotypically, what am I thinking? Stereotypically, like, persons and occupations. So, like, for instance, in class, we had the example of, doing, what's it called? A rock star. Like, I remember I was asked to be a rock star. No, not me. I was actually not asked to be a rock star. I was asked to be a teacher, a professor, he said. A professor, I'm trying to think what else there was. There was a professor. We had to be some sort of, we had to be a movie star. And then we also had to be, a wrestler, right? So how do you go and you come into this neutral place? You're like, okay, I'm gonna be this thing, and then you do it. And then, there's no right or wrong answers. You just assume whatever form you think a wrestler takes, and then you kind of go around and walk around space, and you move and act like a wrestler, which was a lot of fun. It was interesting because, and then the whole point of this exercise that we were performing was to see how we were, like, how our brains and how we move according to our ideas of neutrality, right? Or our ideas of a character. So, like, the professor was very, like, up. Their physique was very up. They were always looking. They were always kind of like across the board. Everyone did something actually similar. Everyone put the professor as, straight backed. Walking around with confidence. They were moving slower and checking things out, kind of, over their shoulders, or they were sitting down very proper. So everyone kind of had a similar stereotype of what a professor is. So that was really interesting. I really enjoyed seeing how the connection was there across the board. Okay, this is, by the way, we're working. This is gonna be an archery range. I'm gonna try to set up a little archery range. So I want to create some hay bales, some target blocks, so it's gonna look like they can practice archery over there. So that was the point of that. So we started off with occupations. Well, the more exciting thing, and what the subject for today is, why is there? This is not supposed to be wheat. That's supposed to be wheat. Okay, well, we've got supplies. The biggest thing, the one, yes, the point. Let's do that. Okay. How do I want to make target blocks, because I want to make this like a shooting range, or an archery range, not a shooting range. Oh, okay. That's what I thought. Sweet. I've actually never made target blocks. This is the first time since their creation that I've made target blocks. I want to use them, I just have never done them. I think if we do something like this, yeah, look at that. Boom. And then, they're even, aren't they? That's okay. We'll do that. And what we'll do, actually, is something like this. Yeah, look at that. Put a little line in the center for you to shoot from. Yes. And then maybe we can put something here, like a Ooh. Actually. What if we did this? What if we put a little person over here? A little person over here for some sparring or something. Yeah? Wrestler. Yes, wrestler. Garroche. Right, but I mean this is an interesting concept, and I will get to the point where I'm going. You can kind of guess where this is going, because I was going to talk about elements, and I'm talking about embodying a certain thing. So with the wrestler, it was a lot of fun because, you know, everyone got down, everyone got low, everyone was moving with a very wide stance. There's just an idea of what a wrestler is in everyone's minds, and that was really fascinating to see and to watch. With the do I have any? I don't have any empty boxes. No, I just. I think I should have yet, but the gray one will be used as an overflow. So yeah, we explored that and we did that. The next day, we actually explored the idea of, I need 3 of those, right? And then I need Pumpkinhead, yes. And I need those, and I'll grab that, and I'll do this. The next day, we explored the idea of a, we'll just grab more. The idea of, I just keep trying to think of this and I cannot think of what I'm trying to say. The idea of a, elemental approaches. Yeah, and then we'll create a little pumpkin head on top so that we can do that. Right, so if you embody, it's easier to do with a person, right? Think about that. You know what a wrestler is. You either know a wrestler or you've wrestled in high school or whatever else, but there's a certain understanding to what a wrestler is. And actually, I'm gonna put, because I can do this, because it's my world, I'm gonna put something, yeah, I'm gonna put a crafting table right there. It's easier to do with an occupation because you've actually seen that. And this is kind of where it gets into the idea in the area of, you know, performance, and it turned into a bit of spiritualism too, but trying to embody elements, right? And not, I don't need that. I need shears. Do I have shears? I don't think I have shears, but maybe I do. I don't know. We're gonna check because I need to. Yeah, there's no shears in here. That's okay. We will make it work. The composter goes there. Yes, the composter goes there. Yeah, we can make shears, but that means I have to get the other chest. So much stuff. So much stuff just to make it look good. I'm getting there, I promise. I'm getting to my point. We were asked to embody the 4 different elements, right? Basically, that's the end. That's the build-up that I was leading to. We are asked to be elements, which was really fascinating to explore. To say like, oh hey, did it carve out the pumpkin face? There it is. Okay. I believe I can also make a jack-o'-lantern. So I believe that if I do this, yes. Look at that. We've made a jack-o'-lantern. This is our attack boy. See? And now you can come in here and go, evil. And then we'll do this here, and we'll do a little. I also want to do a fleshing table over here, actually. But I will build all those tables later because I don't want to mess with the ecosystem as it currently stands. So, embodying elements and why that is fascinating. We'll talk about that tomorrow, because tonight we sleep. One of the interesting ones. So we started with fire, then moved to water, then did air, and then earth. And really fascinating exploration because, and this is kind of tying back into Zodiacs, right? So everyone believes something different, right? That's just the way of life. But there's a kind of natural association that we have with elements, right? I think it's also been propensity. I don't know the word I was looking for. That's a word that starts with a P. Propagated. There we go. Propagated. It's been propagated to be, through the use of all of the different things. So like, oh hey, this is garbage. I don't want this. This is, well, it's okay. We'll keep it for now. Propagated by like TV shows and other things like that. Like, a wildly popular show in the United States, and I'm sure everywhere, which is the one that I think of a lot when I think of the four elements, is actually, Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yes, I almost said the wrong Avatar. And everyone pretty much knows what that is. Everyone knows what that experience is like, and all the different, I mean, they literally bend the four elements and move the four elements around. You cannot get more elemental than that. Everyone is doing that in that show. And the whole point is that, how are these four elements interacting, and that there's a different approach to each element. There's a different nuance that you can do with it. There's, each element teaches you a different lesson. So it's, again, those are fascinating points. There's something, ancient about it. We talked about Greek mythology, last week and everything like that. And that's kind of the same place of, elements, even humans, the myth of how humans were created. The myth, because humans don't actually exist, they're mythological. No, that's a funny joke from Michael's brain. Didn't actually, they were created from the four elements. In Stephen Fry's mythos, it talks about how they were created from the clay of the earth, with the spittle or the spit of Zeus, the water of Zeus, and they were hardened by the flames of the sun, and then they were breathed air in by Athena. So you get all four elements. You get, quite literally, yeah, every single element is there in the creation of humans. And that's just, for me, that's fascinating, that we do understand it. I don't think I need a gate on here. I think the archery range is fine. Yeah, you can just kind of waltz in, and then you can do your attack things, do this. Maybe add some bushes or something here to kind of, but that'll be cleanup. That'll be cleanup, and I will do that at another point. Because I want to work on this stable. I think this is going to be a stable for horses. That's the shooting range, or the archery range, stable for horses, and the forge. Forge, I will get to. Let's do the forge, actually, because the forge is going to be more complicated. So I'm going to be thinking about this and working on this as I talk to you about the elements. So even the forge, it's kind of. I don't know of anyone who is not aware of the four elements and of the idea of what they represent and what they are. I don't think you can escape that. There's and that comes up, not only in shows, but also in movies, or also in, the one that I think of is the Zodiac symbols. There are 12 different Zodiac symbols, 4 different elements, and for each of the 4 elements, there is three in each element. Like I know that I'm an Aries, and Aries are fire. Again, I'm not making fun of this at all, because I think there's a lot of, maybe not necessarily, and I don't want to make fun of anyone. I would say that there is maybe some truth to it, but I think more in the terms of like studies and commonalities between certain people born under the certain star signs, right? It is very true. All of the Arieses that I've seen have been pretty aggressive. pretty aggressive and competitive, and that's just one of the character traits of an Aries, is that we are, you know, aggressive and or demanding. And I've seen that to be true. And the same thing, I don't know that I've seen a lot of like duplicitous Geminis. I think, and I also don't follow this too much, you know, so forgive me if I'm, you know, characterizing something that's not actually there. But I do think that there is something, you know, there's something to be said about those zodiac signs and how they interact with each other, because they are also supposed to be representative of elements. Let me get the snow out. Yeah, they're supposed to be representative of elements, and those elements are kind of, they're, I mean, not, there's just a sort of, there's a trend and a thread here. Help me out. Do you understand what I'm saying? That there's, even with the elements that we say, oh, you know, they're this thing or they're this thing, there's still a common thread to all of this, and that there's, I don't know. That was another point on my thought for, what am I thinking? Connection points, right? So we, do I have any Blackstone with me? Because I'm gonna need to go get some Blackstone. I don't think I have any Blackstone. I thought about getting Blackstone, and I didn't get Blackstone. So we should go get some Blackstone. And what we should do is create the portal room, because I want to make the portal room look good. So let's think about what we want to do there. The reason I bring up Zodiacs, right? And I'm not just crazy. I'm talking about, oh hey, look at these Zodiacs. These Zodiacs do a thing, and you know they also have elements. And I was thinking about elements. No, we actually found that we were trying to connect to these different elements, and naturally some people connected to other elements better than other elements. So like, for instance, I'm an Aries, and Aries are a fire sign, and I had a great time embodying what it means to be fire, like a flame. I loved running around like a flame, and you know, like flailing my hands, or you know, moving with you know ferocity or whatever else. I really enjoyed that. It was a lot of fun for me, and it was interesting to me because I had no problem embodying. Yeah, I need to go get Blackstone. I'm being distracted because I'm talking about something that I actually really liked. So I enjoyed embodying fire, but at the same time, I also had a really good connection with Earth. So I didn't necessarily hate any of the elements and embodying any of the elements, because fire felt, and this is kind of an interesting topic that I also want to get into. Fire felt, yeah, I have a box over there that I can put stuff in. Fire felt very hungry, right? We were asked not only to embody what we think these elements look like, but also then to describe our experience, because the whole point of the neutral mask is to have an experience where you lose, quote unquote, lose yourself, unquote, where it's you and it's just you and the mask, and you're not thinking, and you're not overcomplicating the process. You are just, did I just constantly keep this on? Yeah, I just constantly keep it on. I thought it was gonna be helpful. I don't know. So you're trying to achieve, you're trying to learn something, in essence, right? You know, we're at school, we're trying to learn something. Crazy idea, right? Who does that? Well, let's put Blackstone in the black shulker box. Makes sense to me. Ooh, I need to go mine more Blackstone, because I'm almost out. Let's do 2 rows, and then we'll do another row of the, because I really like this in terms of, like, I think the forge will look good in Blackstone, but we'll see. So embodying those elements is, sure. We'll just take a row of miscellaneous Blackstone things. So embodying the elements was a lot of fun. It was very interesting, rewarding, like fire, and we had to debrief after. Now I'm gonna keep this in here because I'm gonna use it. People see what they want to see. Besides the character traits assigned to your zodiac sign, you have other trades that actually typically assign to other zodiac signs. I mean, yes, that is absolutely. Besides the character, I think you're saying traits as opposed to trades. Yes, sometimes, and I'm not gonna. I don't wanna discredit anything that people feel strongly about, because I think there is. I mean, I think there's also the idea of connection. You can be connected and have like this cosmic awareness. I think that is absolutely a thing that can happen, and I think other people can have different ways of tuning into the same conduit, right? So knowing and seeing the connection in the zodiac symbols is also very possible that there is some sort of connection there with a there could be a connection there to, what am I thinking? I lost the cosmos. There could be an absolute connection with the cosmos, and that you're getting through that, and so as a result, I mean, I think there is true, but I think yes, I think it's also the idea of the, you're gonna paint within the lines if you do broad strokes. You're like, okay, boom, oh, you're an aggressive person. I'm like, well, everyone's aggressive at some point, and so I do agree with you that there can absolutely be moments of, oh, hey, you're aggressive, therefore you must be this. Yeah, I like that. And then we're gonna have to put some sort of a roof on this. Roof. Let's make this 4. 1, 2, 3. No, that's 3. Yeah, I want 4. Yeah, let's do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I want this to be a big forge. So no, I do understand, and I do agree with you that it can be, very much broad strokes to cover all the bases, and then once you see it, right? The not hindsight bias, but confirmation bias. That, oh, hey, well, it confirms what I'm already thinking, so therefore it must be true. When in actuality, it's not necessarily that. Some of it is due to your upbringing, nature versus nurture. Sorry, it was traits, of course. Yes. What do you, I mean, that's an interesting question. About elements or about the belief of the zodiacs? Because you can still, I mean, that opens a whole debate of nature versus nurture being, oh, you know what? We'll make this, smooth stone. Yeah, we'll make this smooth stone. But that means I need a furnace. Need a furnace for that because smooth stone requires cooking. Let's just get a whole stack of smooth stone, shall we? Throw this in here. Boom, boom, boom. We'll throw this in here, and then we'll have smooth stone in a second. No, I completely agree. I think it is. I think any sort of experience, like religious experience, is absolutely, learned, as well as, learned as well as taught. So I think depending on what you were taught or what you learned, I'm not even saying anything, of value. I'm just saying, oh, yeah, I think that's right. No, I mean that makes sense. Yes, it can absolutely be a ding ding. Yeah, look at that. That's gonna look great. It's gonna look great. And I might do, what did I do here? Put walls between them. Yeah, but I want this to be more of a solid structure. Yeah, and I don't know what to do here. I kind of want to do more of the same thing, but I want this to show that it's clearly shifted into a different kind of world. I don't know what to do. We'll figure it out. But I think also though, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but I think that the elemental part of this, ooh, do I want to do something funky like that? Something where it... I don't know. I don't know. Because I want that to be that, and I might just do the bricks then on the side, and then do obsidian pillars. That's what I need to do. Not blackstone. Blackstone will be the bricks because they have black version of blackstone, or they have brick versions of blackstone. So we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll put obsidian as the pillars to make it even more menacing. Yes. Thinking about you being aggressive or competitive or whatever. Oh, for character traits. Yes. I was like, well, I mean, yeah, of course religion is something that, is learned or taught. That's how but yes, I think, yeah, character traits, absolutely. We very much learn some of those. And that's actually a really fun theory of, that I enjoyed. Was the theory about, if I can remember what I'm thinking about, a boot. What am I thinking about? There's actually a lot to do with how you perceive emotions. This is in a book I read. It's called Radical Collaboration, right? I mean, I'm asking you like you know it. It's called Radical Collaboration, and it has to do with the idea that there's also things that you learn from your parents, and your relationship with your parents is actually how you, there's actually moments where you can develop certain personality traits from it. And they walk through like a bunch of different examples of defensiveness and other things that can happen to you. Like for instance, yeah, I think this is gonna look great. Yeah, it's gonna look like a really good forge. For instance, like if you had a overly aggressive father, then you can actually end up being more submissive because you want to go against what your father represented, or whatever parents or anything else. So you can actually revert to the opposite, or you can unknowingly think that that's the way that it always works. It's like if your family didn't go on tons of vacations, it can be a moment of, well, I'm gonna go on all the vacations to make up for the things that didn't happen. Kind of the same thing, right? Oh yeah, it's gonna be great. We're gonna put a little forge here because this is 3-centered. Yes, it's gonna be great. And we're gonna have to find a way to. I might actually just extend it there. What if we did this? What if we came out here and expanded every other one? So if this comes out, this goes in. This comes out, this goes in, out. Yeah, just to add some sort of. There we go. Yeah, it's gonna look menacing. That's the goal. That's what we want. We want menacing. Gugunk, gugunk. Those are the doors. I don't know how we're gonna do it in this corner, but something like that, maybe. Then that's the edge, yep. And then there we go. Yeah, it looks great. Are you competitive because you're Aries, or are you because you had to be to survive? I mean, I wouldn't automatically assume I'm competitive because I'm Aries. I think I'm competitive because of who I am. Now, is it interesting that it happens to coincide with the Aries? Absolutely. I think that's, I think that is fascinating. I think there's an interesting correlation. I try to approach it more from a non-skewed perspective. So I'm not trying to find logic or truth in it one way or another. I'm hoping that I can find some sort of more objective truth to it. You know, are people who are, for instance, born in the area in the month of, or the month time period of Aries, are they just more naturally aggressive? Is there something there to it, or is it something more not mystical, but is there something more cosmic about it, as opposed to being so clear cut? So I don't know. I mean, I would say yes. I wouldn't say that I'm consciously aware of that. Oh, hey, I'm an Aries. I must be competitive and aggressive. But I do think that there is something to be said about that, and that there are definitely moments where I kind of agree with what's going on, and I'm like, oh, interesting how that is actually pretty accurate to who I am. I don't know. I have quite a bit. Okay, I'm just trying to make this work. But at the same time, too, what was I thinking? Dun, 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 dun. So this is what I mean. I'm trying to design something while talking about this. Like, I can't explain my connection to fire. I really enjoyed Connection to Fire, and I had a really good time moving as fire. I also had a good time moving as earth, but you know, in my brain I was like, oh, and I'm an Aries, I'm a fire symbol. Maybe this is because I'm a fire symbol, that I connected to a fire, to the fire, embodiment of, moving around. It was that was definitely an interesting moment for me. I was like, huh, I wonder if there's more, I wonder if there's more truth in it than I thought originally, and maybe I shouldn't discredit it or discount it. Maybe there's something to be said about these types of things. And then I thought, well, or it could be something completely different that I haven't thought about, and I'm just assigning something that isn't necessarily the truth. But it was interesting to me because I found that moving through fire was a lot easier. It could also be, and this is the fun thing that we explored in class, was talking about, the different ways that they felt. Fire feels different in the body than water does. And that's a really, again, I'm a nerd, and so I love, talking about these things and feeling them when I'm doing the actual acting exercise or performance thing, because, and this is there's the color wheel theory is that all the emotions are basically, I think, 4 or 5 different emotional centers, like anger, disgust, fear, disgust. No, I think disgust is actually a offshoot of fear. I think it's anger, joy, sadness. There's like 4 basic emotions, and all of the other emotions are colorations or like offshoots off the main color. Does I don't know the official name for it, but I know that it does exist. It's the color theory. It's not the color emotional wheel theory. I don't know, something like that. Let's go to bed. And that's interesting that we all kind of stem from that center, and all of these elements also had really strong emotions attached to them. I felt like, and again, maybe this is more because I'm a sappy romantic, so everything for me was super emotional, and I almost started crying in rehearsal and in class. It was really hard. No, what was I thinking? There it is. Okay, I need to build this thing. I don't know what the floor is. I'm specifically not doing the floor because I don't want to do the floor because I don't know what I'm gonna do. I think actually the floor could be regular basalt. Every single time I see people play Minecraft online, they always say bath salt, and I know I'm guilty of it a little bit because I've also said bath salt. But it's not bath salt, it's basalt. See, polished basalt. But in the not the British community, kind of British community. In the UK, They definitely say basalt. Basalt. Yeah, you put on. Yeah, I need to get some more Polish basalt. And it's just funny to me. I enjoy it. It's humorous. Basalt. I'm actually studying how to do different dialects, and so you have to practice it sometime. Yes. I should have those stairs in there. Polished blackstone stairs. Yep. Excellent. And we'll put metal doors on them. Yeah, so that nobody can use the forge. Just be us. Using the forge. And then we'll flip it this way. So I need a floor. And I think regular basalts, maybe some cobblestone here. Yeah, let's put some cobblestone in there. I think I have cobblestone in this chest. Yes. Actually, yes, that's what we'll do. We'll do the thing that we did in the other place as well. There's a great the main hub for this area has a really nice floor texture that I really enjoyed. It plays with all the grays, so it's a lot of things. It's possible that elements are somehow connected to the time of your birth and development, especially early stages, connected to the seasons of the year and how they affect human development. Is it possible that elements are somehow connected to the time of year and your development? I mean, if you were born in summer, you start see colors in winter. I understand what you mean. It's the interesting thing is that with the zodiac symbols, they're actually equally spaced. So, I mean, logically, yes, I would follow you and say that would make sense to me. Is that start talking in the fall, and you start walking in late spring. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, so when you're born, you start seeing colors in winters, you start walking in spring, and you start talking in the fall, so that you complete a full cycle. Yes. Okay, that's actually really interesting. Yeah, that could actually... You could actually be right. No, that's so shocking. No, yeah, I think that is, I mean, to do with the human development. Interesting. I wonder if we haven't... Because people don't really talk about that. But that could absolutely be the reason why everything happens the way, why we prescribe it and talk about it in that way, is because of the way that, and so on, same goes for your characteristics. Yeah, because of the time that you were born, and yeah, actually that makes sense to me, that depending on the year and what you're doing, you start developing whatever that is at the point that you experience it. Makes sense to me. Absolutely. I mean, from now on, I think that's my answer. Which I had a thought, and I lost my train of thought. Something about growing and developing children, different years. Oh, yes. It's really interesting to me that there's been I don't know how many studies, because we're still in it, and it's only been a year of the pandemic. And I say that like I know it's gonna last for 3 years. I have no clue how long this is gonna last. This is, we thought, oh, 2021. I think maybe by the end of a year, maybe March or something. I don't think this is gonna end in March either, but who knows? Maybe we. Okay, let me go see what I did over there, because I want to make sure I'm gonna copy it correctly. That to say, you talk about developing, right? So if you develop at a certain moment, right? So if you born in the summer, and then you walk by this time, you see colors by this time. Okay, so I need gravel. I can do that. So in terms of development, right? That could be linked back to when you started growing up and when you got that, right? That's the development cycle. right now in COVID, actually, it's really, for me at least, it's fascinating because there are kids who have been born in the pandemic and are going to reach their 1-year-old stage, which is kind of a big point in their development. Like, I mean, 1 year old, yeah, sure, not a lot, but they're slowly starting, or I'm talking about those kids who literally are starting to develop, but they haven't been able to be outside, or, they haven't been able to go out and do as much as they could, or they don't have social cues because they don't have those things developed properly. There is actually a concern that there will be some children who will not have all the right cues that they need. I think it just needed the gravel. Oh, and the regular basalt. Yes. I mean, that to me is really fascinating. That and kind of like in a weird, morbid way, not necessarily like it's so fascinating. But there are children, there are kids who are developing in a world where they become overstimulated because they haven't had contact. They haven't been able to go outside and see like loud noises. I mean, sure, you can have loud music or whatever else, but there's a lack of stimulation in a closed pandemic environment that these kids are missing out on, and so they're developing, not like the kids of the previous times. And then that's a whole generational study, right? Like there's the generational studies about what it means to be a millennial versus what it means to be a Gen Z versus, there are now people who are claiming that they're zillennials, that they're somewhere between millennials and Gen Zers, and that they identify differently. But there's now a group of kids that are going to be growing up, these COVID babies, that are missing out on core stimulation, and as a result are possibly at a disadvantage, which I find really, sad, fascinating, interesting. I don't know how to describe it. It's unlike anything we've ever seen, and that's I don't know. I find that very interesting. That's the way that this works. So I wonder what their elemental thing is going to be. This is my favorite part. It's just called randomization. Randomization. Dun, 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 dun. And now we do gravel. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, I did gravel there, but that's good. Bum, 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 bum. And so, I had another point about colors. Emotions tied with them. It was really interesting because there's some emotions also that we naturally just associate with things, and then there's some that were really interesting discoveries for me. Like, for instance, like fire. You obviously there are some things with fire that you can just automatically associate. Oh, fire, anger, wrath. I'm trying to think of other things that there's some very interesting ones, but the one that I found interesting was to be hunger. That with fire there was a sort of a hunger there that was present that was not present in other elements, because you think of a flame, of it being all consuming, that it goes and it eats and eats and eats, and it doesn't. A fire does not stop until it's satisfied, until it's been quenched. Right? It's just, that was, WALL-E was a prophetic movie. Right? Yes, absolutely. Actually, The Simpsons were pretty prophetic in terms of, if you want to talk about, like, being able to guess the future. Oh my goodness. Have you seen those things on The Simpsons about how they predicted that Trump was going to win? There's a whole bunch of things that are just really fascinating with that. I was like, oh man, that is crazy that they did that. Again, I don't think, maybe not necessarily 100% that they did that correctly, but it's still pretty fascinating to see. And then I want to make this closed. While that is open, I want this to be closed. I don't want there to be windows in the forge. There's no windows in a forge. just want to light this up so I don't get any mobs or enemies. Yeah, I think we'll put bars in here. Maybe some walls, I think. Because I think if we can close this off, yeah. If we close, like if this is the entranceway, and then there's 2 guards guarding this, right? Say we'll put 2 things here, and they're guarding it, and there's a door. You come through the door, and then there's a forge here. Yeah, we'll do that. Generation, which only seen their peers on the screen. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that makes the same. I completely agree with you. Online school is crazy. Is crazy, man. No, I think it's really fascinating how we're living in a world where people are going to school and this is the only thing they've ever known, or where there's an adaptation, and it's kind of becoming a normal. There's a lot of I know. Oh, hello. How did you survive? You're not supposed to. It's supposed to be well lit. This is a problem. This is a problem for me. I was thinking about something and I lost my train of thought, like usual. Oh, companies are also realizing that sometimes they don't need their employees to be where they think they are. You know, they're realizing, oh hey, this is actually kind of nice to send these employees home and have them work from home. Plenty of businesses that are doing that, and like, oh, huh, we don't actually have to have them here. We can send them home and they can work just as efficiently from home. And some people really enjoy that. Some people are like, yes, please send me home. I don't want to go into an office, but I still want to get paid like I am. And then there's the difference of other people who actually do enjoy going to the office and do enjoy that social interaction. And I think you get a bit of both. So look at this. This is called scaffolding. I love scaffolding. See, I can go boop 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 boop, and now I built some scaffolding. Dun 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 dun. Okay, I'm gonna put these guys up here because I think they will work really well for a ceiling. So it's just interesting. Yeah, we are changing the way that our world works with this pandemic, and it's gonna be something very strange to walk out of. And I think that our adjustment was going to be difficult. There's no point lying. I think it's gonna be something challenging for us. But do I want it? I need it to be a bottom slab. So I think we're just gonna go this way. Yes, okay. And then we'll make little lights on top. Which is, I mean, yeah, that's all I have, is that it's also, fire also means warmth and light. Yeah, it does mean that. It's something, I don't know, there was something really interesting to me about it, about being, having that hunger inside that that movement, that everything kind of, you think passion, right? Passion and fire are often correlated together. Or is this a centered, or is this off by one? It's off by one. Okay, cool. Or not off by one, but it's odd, which is what I need. I need it to be odd. I'm an odd person, and I need things to be odd. But it was just interesting exploring these different emotions. We played with physicality, being still versus moving. And now, fire was very interesting to try and to keep still. How do you keep fire still? And then if you do, what does that look like? Is this going to turn into a solid block if I do this? Yes, it is. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to need a lot more slabs. I actually want to double check to make sure that looks fine. like that. It's too flat. It's too flat. Yeah, I don't like that. It's too flat. I wanted it to kind of extend, but I don't think a forge extends. It's a blocky square building, so I'm gonna have to think about that. Another one in terms of correlating it to the pandemic, right? Earth was an interesting element to embody and to enact. And someone made the comment of this feels like the trudge of every day. And I was like, oh, interesting. Yeah, that could be actually, there could be absolutely a correlation with that. Is that, you're trudging, you're low to the ground, you're, lethargic. And I think there is some of that in the current state of the world. There we go, look at that. Yeah, this is gonna look great. It's already looking pretty good, but now we're gonna get even better. I almost want it to be all the way across. Like, I almost want this also to be so that it's very, very organized. Yeah, look at that. It's a tile system. There we go. Yep. I don't know. I wanted to explore it more. We only did this exercise for a very short amount of time. It wasn't crazy long. It wasn't crazy difficult. It was just, a couple of moments here and there, or not a couple of moments. It was an experience that we did for maybe 5 minutes per element. Not even that long of a time to explore, but tons and tons of fun in terms of creating something and learning something about ourselves and us as characters. So highly recommend exploring what it means to be different elements, because that's kind of, I don't know, it's exciting. It's a lot of fun. And I think people need to explore that and learn more about themselves and learn to connect more with their spirituality, or the understanding of the universe around them. I think that's what I wanted to do. Yes. This is great. This is a forge. It looks too sleek now, but we'll make that work. Then it comes out here and opens up, so we need to close that section off with some sort of wall. We'll put the wall right here. Put the wall right there. Dun 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 dun. We've gotten to the point where I am now really watching and trying to figure out what in the world I'm going to be doing with all this. I don't know. Need one more block. No, need to put the other things. Yep, okay. I just googled that I'm also fire. Oh. Well, no wonder we're having such heated debates. Because it's two fire symbols. Well, and that was an interesting to jump on that, right? With maybe do a little bit more on the Zodiacs as opposed to the elements, because the elements, it's hard to describe and explain without actually going into detail about move with fluidity with water, and then have the difference of that in air. There is definitely difference, and there's definitely something to be said about that, but I think it's harder to describe. I think it's just harder to describe. There's a door here, and I want that door to be a door, so I'm gonna tear this off and tear that off and just do that. Yep. That's what we're gonna do. Gonna add that. For instance, that was an interesting point. I had them in my image for the entire time. Think, Michael. You had a thought, and now it's gone. What's the matter? Come on. I lost it again. I'm getting old. That's a joke. I'm a joke. I mean, I am getting older, but I'm not old. Come on. What was I thinking? Oh, compatibility. Compatibility with star signs. Because there's certain elements and there's certain, like, say, zodiac signs that are not supposed to, that don't go well together. Like for instance, most of the time fire and water signs together are not necessarily the smartest thing. Or and this gets into a further study of the signs and what they represent and what they mean, of like the animalistic properties or the natural qualities of what these star signs are supposed to represent. Like, for instance, Aries and Taurus, they're bulls and a ram, so they're gonna butt heads a lot, versus like a Gemini. I don't even know. I only know that one because that was the only one that was relevant to me. Water signs, like, I'm not even gonna make it up because I don't want to say something that's incorrect. Yeah, I just don't want to. If you know anything more about this, absolutely jump in and say something. But there are certain signs that are not supposed to go together because they just naturally conflict with each other based on what their personalities and what they value, or what kind of thing they believe in. Okay. Taking an objective look at this. It's very blocky. It's not bad. There's something more we can probably do with it. I just don't know what. I think if we run blue wood. Ooh, no. What we should do is run polished basalt. Polished basalt. If we run polished basalt through that building, it'll add some dimensions to that wall. You know? And I think it will also create an interesting structure inside of it. I think this side is fine. Same with this side. I think, again, if we run the things onto the side, we're gonna create a bit more of an interesting figure. Does that make sense? I think that's gonna work. So I think if we run this here, here, and here, I cannot hit my marks like that. I think if we do that, yeah. I think if we do that and extend the lip out a little bit, I think that will look a little bit better. So that way we can differentiate and say that this is one and this is another. Maybe even extend that. What do you think? I think that will, yeah. Yes. Yes. And then if we hang something off of that even more, yeah, that's gonna work well. So let us do that. We'll do that, and then we'll fix it in the middle. In a minute. Yeah, okay. Okay, now I feel better about that. Definitely feel better about that. Okay. Yes, that's to say, all that to say. Toussaint. All that Toussaint. And then that's 3 perfect. I can hang chains off of it, and it's gonna be great. Or rods. Or yeah. No, chains. We'll do chains. And we'll go to sleep. Star sign compatibility, fire elements and compatibility. Like, for instance, there was a bit of a tension in class when the people who really enjoyed the water and embodiment of water were talking to the people who really enjoy the embodiment of fire. And there were just moments of, let's say, tension between those two parties, because there was just kind of a fundamental difference of understanding and of you know, personality. Nothing bad. Again, it's not a bad thing to be, you know, connected to an element. But oh, this is gonna turn into that, isn't it? Yeah. Oh well. So we need chains, and we can do chains. Chains are easy to do. Did I throw the chains away, or are they up here? I think they're up here. So yeah, just really, I mean, that was, again, I just keep saying that was super interesting. It was just really interesting, hey, guys. It was just interesting. Okay, I really enjoyed it because it was interesting. Interesting. And that's what I have. Yeah, I mean, that's my elemental theory. I grew up really fascinated by the elements, just in general. I remember playing with my siblings. We used to do something kind of elemental warrior kind of situation, and it was just a lot of fun. We would just I need this box. Yep, there it is. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We would snap on these different bracelets. Like we had the snap bracelets that would snap on, and then they would, you know, then you could take them off, and they would become a straight line again. Then you snap them, and they close, and they make a circle. We had those, and we used to play something we liked to, elemental. Not I don't remember if it was warriors or something, but we had basically control of the elements. And I need blue. I don't need orange. I need blue. Because, and I think maybe we could extend it into the natural one. Let's take a look at that and see how that goes, because that might be something that could function. Like if we just extended this out and then brought in the regular stone there, would that work? Would that look weird, or would that look okay? No, I think it'll be fine. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that looks more menacing. Though I do want to add. I think we're gonna put the slabs on top of them. I think that makes more sense. The proportion's a little weird for me, but I think it should work. Oh, but these are over the windows. So maybe we should adjust that, because I don't want them over the windows. I don't know. We're working on it. We're figuring it out. Yeah. There we go. That's better. I can't remember. Yeah, okay. I did forewarn you that this was going to happen when things got into the nitty-gritty. Building structures isn't hard, but now it's getting harder. It's getting better. It's getting better all the time. Oh, I did submitted auditions for the next project I'm working on, which was a lot of fun, but also a little terrifying. So that was also very good. Think. What do you need? What do you need? I need to build. I need to get rid of this junk in my inventory. Yeah. So it was good, but it was, oh man, it's hard. It's hard work. It's hard work prepping for that. And I'd love to tie it back to the elements, but, well, I mean, you can always tie it and say, oh, hey, you know, certain people have it easier because of their poisonalities. For the poisonalities, some people are just natural performers, and some people are not so natural at the performing. You know what I mean? I think you know what you mean. I think you know what I mean. I'm getting loopy. There we go. Yeah, let's give me my blue lanterns. Dun 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 dun. Oh, sideways chains. I didn't know that they added that. That's exciting. Yeah. What do we think of that? That looks like a forge. Yep, it's gonna work well. It's gonna work well. Well, if we're gonna have that, we should change these guys up. Whoa, it's a floating chain now. Because I want these to look a little different. I think I have that. No, I need to do this one. And throw these guys in there? No. Okay. You throw these guys in there? Yes, there they are. There's 2 on this side, 3, 4. So I need 8. There we go. There we go again. Mamma mia. Here I go again. I wonder what would happen to us if we had those like elemental things, but if it were more pronounced. Does that make sense? So what if there were something? I mean, I'm sure I'm not the first person to think of this, but what if there was something to do with like the way you dressed or the kind of jobs you had? See, now I'm just getting into a weird territory of like, yes, what if they classified us by a certain specific trait of ours, like the elements that we belong to? Yes, instead of having not free market, because we know we don't have a free market with the whole GameStop fiasco. It's only controlled by the rich and powerful, and they're the ones who call all the shots, and we are but servants to the great capitalistic machine. Eventually, we will rise and defeat the capital overlords. Are you aware of what happened with the GameStop? With the GameStop? I sound like an old lady. Yes, are you aware what happened with the GameStop? It's quite crazy, them kids and their stocks and their trades. Oh, the GameStop was a terrible thing. But I actually think it's hilarious. I understand that it's not sad. I mean, it is sad. That it's not the most ideal situation. Oh, this is where I did it. I was like, I felt like I did yeah, there's a couple of things over here that do the same thing, but this is the top and the bottom. Yeah, I think that looks great. Yeah, I think that looks fine. And then I want to add some of that in as well. And then we'll steal some of these guys again. Nope, that was a mistake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There we go. There we go. Much, much better. It's getting better. Everything's getting better all the time. I'm not sitting what the music is saying. And I'm sorry if that bothers you, but that's just who I am. No, I didn't want to do that. I mean, I did want to do that, but I'm afraid that they're all gonna line up. Yep, they're gonna line up with where my lights are. That's okay. We'll make it work. Right, yep, they all line up exactly with where my lights are. Oh, not that one. That one's okay. Actually, that wouldn't be bad. Okay, no, I need that to be its normal structure. No one has to know, right? Right? No one needs to know. Everything will be fine. Everything will, yes. No one will know. They'll walk in and they'll see it to tell us more about your audition. Do it! Tell us more! Absolutely. The upcoming show, it's a triple, so to not recap, but to explain, this university does a bunch of shows every year, and they always do, and this is called a mass audition, or a cattle call is another way. A cattle call is different than a mass audition. Anyways, they auditioned 3 shows. So we just finished auditioning for, or almost just finished, because there's more coming. Like, I'm going back in to audition on Monday for the in-person version of it, because they want, I think directors want to see more in-person stuff than they do. Like, if you're comfortable with it and if you can be socially distant and safe, I know I would want that as a I need that one out, actually. I know I would want that as a director, that if a person is willing to come, because rehearsals will be in person and performances will be in person. And it's all safe in terms of if people are worried or anything like that. No, it's all been cleared. It's all been safe. It's all safe. There's guidelines down, and we can't have full capacity. It has to be. It's all regulated. Is what I'm trying to say. You can't break that one open, so we're gonna do that. So we did 3 auditions. The auditions are for, okay, this looks more like a forge. Yeah, okay. I am in love with that. No, not in love, but you know what I mean. So we just did three shows, the last 3 shows of the season, which were Mamma Mia, Desdemona, and Next Fall. So Mamma Mia is the musical version of the famous movie based on the works of ABBA. So that's the one that's coming up. That's the one that I had to send in videos for, because the director is only working through virtual. They're only working through virtual auditions. So that's what he wanted to do, so that's what we did. And so we had to send our stuff in virtually. Not a problem. I mean, honestly, it wasn't too bad. It just kind of takes more time, because you have to edit, you have to go in and record it, get everything prepped that you wouldn't normally have prepped. I don't know. That's the way that I felt through all the experience, because I was like, oh man, okay, I have to find time to do this. Can I reach that from here? I cannot. Can I reach it from here? I can definitely reach it now. I need 4. And then the other 2, Desdemona and Next Fall, they are coming up, and so I'm doing in-person auditions tomorrow. So I've got some stuff prepped for that, just making sure that I have that. Got a Shakespearean monologue, a comedic, and a dramatic. So I will be working on that and getting that done in the next couple of days. And then I'll be able to breathe. I'll be able to breathe again. And it'll be so nice to breathe, because it's been so busy. But it's, come back. We definitely need to do more decorating around this area. No. In terms of plot structures, I'm pretty sure I don't need to explain Mamma Mia, because most people know what Mamma Mia is. Plus, I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but, Mamma Mia is set in Greece, about a woman who's getting married, and her mother, and the shenanigans that kind of go on the island. It's a very fun show. It's all ABBA music. It's lighthearted. It's just a good time. Everyone sings and dances and is happy, and it's love and French music, the French Riviera. It's a fun show. I like it. I'm trying to get into Desdemona because I love Shakespeare. Shakespearean dramas are one of my favorites. So I'm trying to get into that. And originally I thought I couldn't be in it because of the there's a policy that you can't be in. Okay, let's do this. Boom! Look at that, all the lanterns. There's a policy that you can't get credit for your degree if you decide to do a show directed by a MFA. So the upperclassmen, so the lowerclassmen can't do the shows, but they can't get credit if it's directed by another student. Well, this year through the pandemic and everything else, they kind of changed the rules and they said, yeah, you can actually get credit if you're doing that. It not necessarily doesn't make sense, but they're like, yeah, we should probably open this up because there's not a lot of opportunities. And they cut down cast sizes, so they can't even you can't have full cast anymore. You have to cut down and pare down and say, okay, well, you know, which characters are essential? We can only put essential characters on the stage, or other things like that. So it becomes hard. It becomes hard to do that and to kind of. I had 7 in here, or is that where I put them? Did I put them in there, or was that extras? I can't remember now. Yeah, I think they're extras. Okay, never mind. I was angry for a second, but I'm not angry anymore. I'm not angry anymore. I'm fine. You're fine. We're all good. Yeah. So I'm doing, and I'm for the. I try to be unique, right? I'm always trying to be a little unique. I'm always trying to show a different angle and to show that I'm, you know, I can actually do it, and I'm talented, I'd like to think. And so, ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna fill this in later. I'm gonna, you know, I'll spruce this up at another moment because I just cannot, because that's gonna take way more time of, you know, just finding the perfect thing that I need to do and everything else. So this is it, like, ta-da! This is the forge. It's dark and scary and all the things. Ooh, and if we go over here and pop this map off, pop. Ooh, look at that, all black over there, and we've got some pumpkins and some things over there. Woohoo! All right. Are you guys noticing this? Do you notice am I the only person who notices this crisscrossing like lace pattern? I think in the code of the game, it only follows on certain diagonals. But when you look at the map, it's very funny because it's only in those diagonals. I don't know. I thought that was funny. So I try to be creative with my edition for a Mamma Mia. Here we go again. Not Mamma Mia 2, not to be confused with the excellent film. Not excellent film, but well, who am I to say? The film Mamma Mia 2. Here we go again. It's just Mamma Mia 1. And so they asked us to sing a song from the show if we wanted to. They always ask us to sing something from the show, like that, which is weird because I was raised, not always raised. That does make sense. I was raised that you should not sing songs from the show that you're auditioning for. At least that was the way it was explained to me, that you should always audition with something similar. So if Mamma Mia is the show, you would go find another, like you would do an ABBA song from a different, you know, from a different album. Or you would do something more on the lines of, yeah, go ahead and do Mamma Mia, do an ABBA song but from a different album. Or do something similar to ABBA, the band that wrote Mamma Mia, from the same time period, you know? So allowing yourself, like, you can do that if you can always do that if you choose something similar. And here they said, no, we're specifically looking for people to sing from the show itself. So makes it easier on everybody because they're all of a sudden, oh hey, I don't have to prep different music. I can just sing from the show. And then I think it also helps directors because then they're able to, if they cast that person, they already know that that person can sing that song for that character. If that makes sense. So like, if you do that, then you're automatically, oh hey, this person can actually sing whatever the one of the dad's songs. And so you place them in the role, and then hey, you don't have to teach them the song anymore because they sang it at the audition and they actually know what they're doing. So it saves you time as a musical director, but it also, I don't know, it just depends on who you ask. Because some people, you cannot do, like, if you do something from the same show, you better hope that they're ever gonna, you better kill your audition. You better do the best thing you can, because that's not flying with them in their books. I had a director like that. It was absolutely, you were doing something from a different show because that's the way it works. And if you do something from the show, you are very talented. Aw, well, thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. Think. That if you did something from the similar show, okay, I don't like this structure. Because I'm gonna need a horse to fit there. I think what we'll do instead, yeah, that was a mistake, but from our mistakes we learn, right? Yes, we learn from our mistakes. I don't want a box, so I'm gonna clear it out, and it's gonna be a hangy downy bit. It's gonna look like that, and then the back line is gonna look something like that. Oh no, I'm hitting a tree. Okay, well, we could get rid of all this because this needs to be open. Because there needs to be 3 spaces of room for the mounting and dismounting of a horse. Don't sing the same song from the musical is what I was taught, and now apparently in some places that's okay to do, which is fine. You know, every person can do it however they want to. It's just not the way that I was raised. It's just not the way that I knew how to do it, and so it seems a little strange to me. But it's okay. I understand. Some people are just lazy, and they just don't wanna put in the work of finding actual good music. Is what I would say if I were evil. Okay. This does not look bad, but I need stables. Stables only need to be 2 wide, right? Because horses are only 2 wide, but they might need to be 3 deep. Yeah, they might need to be 3 deep. So we might need to go a little bit further. Yeah, we'll do a little bit further, and then we'll make it work. So I saying thank you for the music because I'm trying to be a dad. I'm trying to be one of the fathers. I like the fathers. They're a fun role to fulfill. But first and foremost, I want to be in Desdemona because I like acting Shakespearean text. Shakespearean text is like the best, and I like to think that I'm pretty good at Shakespearean text. So, which is actually something sorry, not to quit fooling around. I did think about doing that at some point. Because I saw the idea on Instagram, Facebook, one of the things. Someone had created an island, like a Animal Crossing island, and they were doing, we don't need that anymore, we can tear that down and throw that in the box over here. They were doing an Animal Crossing island where they were performing on stage, so like they had built themselves a set, and then these different, I believe like these different people that were different, like villagers, like they have different accounts on the same thing, would come walk on stage, and then they would, you know, I think they were in a call or the recording, or they voiced over it, and they would come out and they would talk Shakespeare. They'd be like, da 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 da, to be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the minds to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die to sleep. Yes. You know, maybe we have one. I need to see how it. I need to even it out. Yep, we'll just do that. Boom. There we go. Now it's even. But I don't like the double in the center. unfortunate events. Well, I don't necessarily have to have them locked. Yeah, I don't have to have them locked. We could just have them be contained a bit. Yeah, it'll be very good. Okay. I don't think we need to adjust anything on the center. I think that looks good. I think that looks good. I think we just need to put some decorations, like some slabs. I think at the top would look nice for it. Yeah. Okay. Moving swiftly on. Why can't I open my inventory? Okay. Glitching out a bit. So yeah, I saying thank you for the music, for the audition, and I tried to do something unique with it. So what actually happened was I know how to play the ukulele. So see how we're glitching? See how we can see the world below us? We're not supposed to be seeing that. I got my ukulele and I sang thank you for the music, and accompanied myself, and had a little flower crown on because it's set in like tropical Greece where everyone has a great time, and I think we're setting it in the disco era, or at least I think the play is going to be set in the disco era, so it's going to be quite an adventure. So that's what we're doing. That's going to be fun. I'm very excited for it. I'm again hoping for Desdemona because I like Shakespearean acting more than I like musical theater acting. I know that I need to get better at musical theater acting, but it's just hard. It's just hard for me to, not to justify it, but to do it well, and So that's that. So that's exciting. Desdemona is really interesting because it's focusing on the story, the Othello story. If you know the Othello story, it's a classic Shakespeare play about a Moor, so it actually does deal with a bit of racism in Shakespeare's time, which was really interesting, which was really ahead of its time. Not ahead of its time. It was an issue that wasn't spoken about all too often, as like, oh hey, this is not okay. Maybe we should not do this. And Othello calls that into question because Othello is a king. He's a king of color, and it's just he has all the bad luck because people are constantly trying to take his throne away from him. So it's a very good play. It's a very good show. There's actually a funny story with that. There's a version of it, a very decent production of it. Of Othello. It's an old film, but it's a little dated now. Like the acting is great, but unfortunately the actor who played Othello in this old film, Laurence Olivier, who is a fantastic actor, did it in blackface, and that's not cool. Definitely not cool anymore. Sure, it might have been okay maybe at some point, but not anymore. It was only generally accepted as okay. It still was. It's rooted in a very negative understanding of our world, and not the best decision that was ever made. But I guess it's a decent enough film for acting. I'm not trying to save the movie. I'm saying there is a movie and the acting is pretty decent, except for that one very glaring thing that is not. But 1, 2, 3, 4, so I need 2 more. Yeah, we're getting a whole town going here now. Now it feels like there's people who live here, and not yet, because I need to release the villagers. It sounds so scary. Release the villagers. So I'm thinking what we do is make it like a docking thing. Bum, ba-dum, bum. I have to get horses up here. I didn't think about that. How am I gonna get horses up here? And then this will go up. Yeah. I didn't have any. I thought I had more fences. Yes. And then next fall, which is interesting because I had a friend write a play that was similar to it, and I was like, oh, this play already exists. Next fall is about these two lovers. Do I like the way that that looks? I don't love it, but I also don't hate it. Yeah, I think I just need something. I just need something in the inside of it. Or what I think it needs. I think it just needs some more supports because I'm not believing that it's being supported. And that's a hard thing with this game, is that you're constantly trying to think about the logic behind this a little bit. That you're like, does that make sense? Is that gonna look good, or is that gonna look a little awkward? Which is kind of why I love it. And speaking of also developments, this new PC that's coming out, has a pretty decent graphics card. So I might be able to show you this world in HD, high definition. It'll be high definition with clouds and reflections and all of the fun, crazy things that you already enjoy. Join me next weekend to see improved graphics. I love doing voices. It's so much fun. Especially those kind of like those mocky voices of like, coming next summer. A boy lives alone until one day he doesn't. You know, they're very fun. I also miss going to movie theaters. Ooh, speaking of which, I think did I watch all 4 episodes? I can't remember if I watched all 4 episodes this weekend or if it was yeah, I guess I talked about it. I talked about it a little bit, not too much. WandaVision on Disney Plus. If you're an MCU fan, whoo, that was amazing. I think they're doing something really nice. Really nice. Okay. Looks a little better. What am I missing? What am I missing? I don't know what I'm missing. But I'm missing something clearly. I got distracted again with the next fall, the last show is about a homosexual couple and the religious persecution of them, which is interesting. Like they are, they're it's too thin back here. It's too thin. That's what's bothering me. Is it doesn't feel like a structure. It feels like a bit of a wall. Like it looks like a front, more so. It looks like a Hollywood front to a set, and it doesn't have any sort of structure behind it. And that's what's bothering me. And I don't know how to fix it. And I don't know if I should fix it. But I'll figure it out. But it'll be okay. I think my wheels are spinning out a little bit here. I think I might have to call it early on this one, just because there's not a lot that I can do without having the creative intent behind it. Yeah. And I don't want to keep us here in this village for much longer. I'm still just bouncing back and forth. Because I want to move on to other projects. So, with your permission, I will finish up this area and we will showcase it next time. And then after next time, once we showcase the area, we'll start on a brand new task. We'll click the button, and we'll get a brand new task, and we'll continue moving forward. Does that sound okay with you guys? I'm gonna work on this then in the background, and try to do something fantastic with it. So, yeah, I think we're gonna call it there. We're gonna call it a little earlier. A little time to do whatever you need to. I'm gonna go build my computer, which will be very exciting. So, brothers and sisters, thank you so much for coming back and watching another live stream and tuning in for another week. I hope you have a blessed week and that you have all the things that you need to do get done, and that you approach February, because tomorrow is February. Oh, pay your rent. Don't forget to do that. Pay your bills. That's all due tomorrow. Do that. Have a good February, and I will February, and I will see you in a week on a new computer. I'll catch you on the flip side. I'll see you when I see you. And you guys have been great. All right. Adios.